let's talk about the series I completed in 2021. So, me completing series never happened, so I've only got 6 series to show you, which is still not bad. Like, a lot of the time I did try to, like, make a goal of reading 10, so this is, like, 60% of a goal if I had one. I expected to finish more, and I should have had the Aurora cycle on this video, but I didn't finish it in 2021, but I'm still excited because there is one series that I'm really glad that I finally finished because it's been many years that I've been trying to. But hopefully 2022 will let me finish more series, but it's more likely that I'm just going to be finishing like sequels that have come out in 2021 that I didn't finish that I'll read in 2022. But let's get into this video. Oh, Jesus. Lose it at all. So the first series I finished was the Geekerella trilogy, and I do think this is still a trilogy because I'm finding a lot of the trilogies that are contemporaries at the moment are like bringing a 4th book in, and I'm like, my god, like the companion trilogies, I mean. But I had already read Geekerella and The Princess and the Pauper. So to finish this series, I read Bookish and the Beast this year, and I was actually really disappointed in this book. I thought it was going to be better, and the fact that it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling really hurts my soul because this is one of my favorite fairy tales. This is literally my favorite Disney movie. My avatar on Disney Plus is Belle. So I'm disappointed, but I am really glad I finally did finish this trilogy. But I also feel like the books went downhill because Geekerella is amazing. This one was good, but just not as great. And then this was just, yeah, really bad, and I'm sad about it. So the series I finished was the Dark Idafire series, and just like, yes! I'm so proud of myself because I did reread Lady Midnight, and then I reread Lord of Shadows. Like, this was obviously like Lady Midnight's reread. Happened more recently, but it didn't happen this year. Or did it? I don't know. Did I actually read this whole trilogy this year? It could be potential. Like, I think maybe I read Lord of Shadows earlier in the year, and then I finally read Queen of Air and Darkness, so I did it. I read this beast of a motherfucker, and I read the series, and I'm just so proud of this time. And I also read Ghost of the Shadow Market, which I also think is like an accomplishment because the reason that I never read this book was I was waiting for Ghost of the Shadow Market. Done it. And now I just have to get Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron read, and then Chain of Thorns comes out in November of this year. So you'd think 11 months could do it, but it won't. So hopefully that is a trilogy I will have on my next series. And then, I don't know when Wicked Powers is going to be coming out, but I also have the Malik books to read, so there's still a lot of books in this whole entire world for me to read. Like, it's literally got this shelf and another shelf. Like, Sandra Clare writes so many books and there's so many series that they're always going to be on my list, like, every single time. You guys are going to know that I finished the Brown Sister trilogy, and I read every single one of these books, and I'm so proud of it because I read Chloe earlier in the year, and then I read Danny and Eve back to back because I brought both of these to my grandma's house, so I didn't have a lot to pick from, and I was doing a readathon but also a buddy read, so it worked really well that I finished this trilogy. And definitely these books age like fine wine because the first book, not that great, still enjoyed it, but I just wasn't as invested as I thought I'd be. Danny Brown, amazing. Eve Brown, even better. Like, I just love these books so much. They made me so happy, and I'm just really excited because she's going to write a new trilogy about characters that are from this book, and I am so keen. Then I finally finished this duology of Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart by reading Queen of Ruin. This is one of those things that everyone was talking about this book when it came out, and no one talks about finishing the thing, so I'm one of the probably few people that have done it. Finished it, and honestly, you don't need to. Like, it was good. I really enjoyed the characters. I really liked the story, but it's a very easy story because you know where it's going to go, and it's only 300 pages, so it's not like they can resolve it without it being very like C-grade writing. And I don't mean to be mean about it, so obviously don't go into it thinking it's going to be amazing. Just go into it trying to enjoy it for what it is. But I definitely am so glad that I finally finished this duology because I have a lot of duologies like this where I've read the first book like 4 years ago. I bought the second one and it's still just chilling in this space. So I'm mad about it, but I've done one duology, and the only duology that I finished this year. Next is the Serpent and Dove trilogy by Shelby Mahurin. So I finally finished off by reading, this is not even in order. This has been sitting on my shelves not in order. That's awful. But I read Gods and Monsters this year. So the other two, obviously, I read Serpent and Dove not after it came out, but not too long after. And then I read Blood and Honey when it first came out, so I really wanted to get to this one because I felt like I just didn't want to have the last book just like hanging there for me to read for like a really long time. But I have to say I was disappointed in this because actually 2 of these series in this list have the amnesia trope, and it made me really mad. Like, books can only be as good as their worst trope, can't they? So like, I mean, I can't be that mad about it. Like, it ended well enough, but I also really expected more from it. Like, Serpent and Dove is like the only book you should read. Like, really take my recommendation here. If you want to know and experience the hate to love, read this and bin these 2. These 2 don't matter as much because this is where the heart of the story is. And this should have been one book and it would have been so much better. And lastly, I finally finished the Carball series by Stephanie Garber. Yeah, I read Carball when it first came out. Legendary I read in 2020, and then Finale was a November read for me. So I finally finished it, and it is ironic because after Legendary I planned on picking this up, and it was in my Goodreads currently reading for like 6 months. I did not start it, and then as I said, it's a book that I brought with me to my grandma's to try and read, and it is a principle that did work because I did get 2 books that I never would have gotten to if I had my whole entire TBR just staring at me. So I am proud of that. Like, that means I read 2 series this year that I never would have probably picked up ever because there's too many books to read. Like, I'm actually thinking that maybe I should start doing something like a poll on Instagram stories where I get you guys to like vote for a backlist book I should read. Like, maybe it's something I could do like maybe every 2 months, and I've got 2 months to try and read that book. But then it just seems like really hard to figure out what books I should pick. Maybe I could get someone to do like random like coordinates, so then I can like pick a book or whatever book's next to it in here. Like, maybe I should do it. Maybe I should do this. I think this could be a good idea. Or maybe I could do it to like try and finish a series. Like, every 2 months I get someone to vote on a series, and I will just pick like a random selection. Like, maybe do like a random series generator, and then you guys vote for which series you think I should do. Is this a good idea? Am I onto something? Like, I feel like this is something I could do. So as I said, I only finished 6 series. Like, I could have done better, but I could have done a lot worse. So I'm happy with what happened here, and it also means this is a quicker video for me to edit. And it's kind of like maybe my second last video that I have to do for wrapping up things, because the last one is to talk about my favorite books of the year. That should be out hopefully next week or the week after, like, just depending, because I've been having a bit more time to view videos because I haven't been doing 7 on Sunday, which I still really love, and I love filming for 7 on Sunday. But considering this is a big wrap-up section, it's really helping me to actually get some more videos out than I normally would have. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!